All right, guys. Well, we are so far. It is 1-1. We're tied through 2, and we're headed into game number 3. It looks like the Targon Titans have selected blue side, and blue side undefeated in our matchup. Not a big surprise then that they would choose blue side.
I would pick blue side if I was them. Given that first pick power, and we saw Smolder banned out in game 1, gets into game 3, makes its way through game 2, and I think really shapes the game.
Ooh.
Subscribing with fun. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome on in. We're about to get into game number 3, and this is honestly a fantastic series. So even if you're just joining now, you're in for a treat. We're 1-1 so far. We got a best of 5 ahead of us, about to head into game number 3 on the Rift. These are our quarterfinals. So over the next 3 weeks, we're going to have 2 quarterfinals, 2 semifinals, and a best of 5 finals, all rounding out our 4th season here.
And it's been a stellar one. I'm excited. This has been a good night for League of Legends. If you are a fan, it's gone back and forth, and it could go all the way to 5 games to start off the playoffs.
Kind of expecting it to, although I do think that it's pretty clear the Smolder is not going to be let through, and I'm not sure what the decision with how they saved that red 5, that last counter pick for the Yasuo, the total switch into double mage bot lane. I'm not sure we'll see that again. That kind of felt like it was the trap card. They played it. I'm not sure we'll see it again.
Yeah, we've mentioned in the last one that this is the time where we get to see draft iteration begin. The whole regular season, you get to have your double round robin, but there's 5 weeks between when you get to iterate on your draft on the same team.
And sometimes patches can come in and totally change.
They always do, don't they?
Yeah.
The first time we saw these teams face off this season, it was Heimerdinger Jungle coming out of Whittle, and it did not go their way. And we've got our Game 3 draft starting up here. I imagine we will see our customary, it'll be Malphite, Smolder, Urgot, Gangplank to start us off.
Yeah, Urgot, Gangplank for sure. Ivern.
Ivern. Whittle guy, permanently not allowed to play Ivern.
I really think that
honestly,
Smolder is a must ban on red side, so I think it takes away one of your bans. I think it's going to be Gangplank, Urgot, Smolder, because if they don't ban out Smolder, it should just be first picked. I mean, it's 55% win rate champion. It's not balanced right now, and it's very strong in the league as well, so kind of on top of that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see those kind of we have meta picks that develop within the LCC, even separate from the rest of pro play. The rest of pro play, right? We're tier 3 league. We have semi-pros. I wish I could say. And a Sona ban coming out from blue side is very curious to me.
Yeah, again, keeping with it, that's 3 games in a row, respecting Crimson Yoni.
Mm-hmm. As you have to, the Crimson Yoni. But it's a Sona ban this time rather than Seraphine. We may see Seraphine ban come out if it goes all the way to the second round again. But being cautious of letting the Sona come through, even though we've seen the power of some of these other picks. You could look to ban out 80 carries, but I don't think it's really going to be that useful with the deep marksman pool that Agateo carries with him. Of course, that would be the opposite side, but yeah. Inferno has also increased the depth of his champ pool for this season and has found a lot of success, and we've got a similar opening to Game 1. We have Sejuani locked in and a Jarvan R1 to answer.
He's still got his kind of signature Jhin Samira that he hasn't gotten to the well yet, and that's still on the table. And so we could see like Jhin Karma, right? That's still an enchanter that Yoni could play, as well as something very comfortable for Inferno. So the Jarvan, the Sejuani, we're kind of back to basics here at the start of our draft for game number 3.
Definitely back to basics, but I also think that Sejuani almost serves as a dissuader to picking Jhin. Sejuani doesn't really mind. There's a huge amount of resistances to be able to tank up that ultimate. You've got a long range on your Glacial Prison to be able to cancel the Curtain Call. And there's a lot of options for, I think, penultimately I assume this is penultimately's Sejuani. This would be our 3rd game of Sejuani we've seen from her so far. And definitely looks comfortable on it. And I'm excited to see it come back to the stage because I think it'll look a little bit cleaner here now in Game 3. We've got those synergies starting to build up.
True.
Everybody's getting comfortable. You better be warned by now.
What do you think about the Nami prio shifting? I mean, we saw it picked by Reganon in Game 1, taken away by Yoni in Game 2, and now picked very early in the draft here by Yoni in Game 3.
I would argue it's again a takeaway. Before the second round, we're getting that Nami pickup. They've seen that the support pool is going to get pinched onto Crimson Yoni, and now the gauntlet's being thrown down. Agateo is known for his Vayne play, but Vayne is hyper carry, high risk. How will we see it answered?
less escapability. It's not a dash, so won't be able, like on the Lucian, was able to get out of the Cataclysm. Won't be able to tumble out of the...
That's where you're wrong. You can't tumble out of class Cataclysm. It's broken.
Okay, all right.
That's just, as a Jarvan player, I know that pain, and you can tumble through it because it's coded as minions. And Riot just lets you have that one.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. But it sure is. I got to pin TJ's comment here. There we go. Yeah, let's get the prediction cleared up. Choose outcome.
Wait, look, I'm just learning a lot of things.
It was Targon?
No, Zaun won.
Zaun won. Okay, that's why I always check with you. Make sure I'm not allocating the wrong points. I can't undo it once I do it.
Okay, Cho'Gath selected here for Zaun.
Yep, so TJ going to get his Cho'Gath for the second time. First time in the series? First time in the series.
Yeah, taken away
Minty with the Cho'Gath last game.
Really, I'm just learning a lot about the interactions in this game. Like the way that
that's the kind of minutia I'm great for. I'll leave it to you when you ask me what game did Crimson or did Reds last beat me in. But when you ask me how the interactions work on some random champion that was defined 6 years ago, I got you. That's my specialty. Would you also like to know that you can Cho'Gath, you can start your feast and then flash away, and the animation will still continue. So you can feast and then flash back over a wall.
It's like a Bluetooth auto.
Yeah,
you know, it works similarly. I did know that.
Yep. Did you know that they ruined his hitbox for Feral Scream, and now it makes it impossible to hit ranged champions? They did that like 6 years ago, and I don't play him as much ever since.
Yeah, they kind of took him out of mid lane. He used to be pretty viable mid.
Now people still play it, but it's just not the same.
I remember
it's all centered around Rupture, which makes it high risk.
He's definitely it. Actually, I haven't seen him much in pro play at all since they made that change.
It sucks. They've hurt him so many ways. He's really only viable as a tank top laner when you get into.
We completely skipped over discussing the bans, but Caitlyn and Neferi banned out, as well as the Ahri and the Zillion. Respect here.
Is that, I guess, Zillion out for Reganon? Surely it's not Frankward and Zillion.
It could be both.
Yep. But I imagine this Poppy is going towards Frankward in the top side. We're going to see a Frankward Poppy into Cho'Gath. We have a Pantheon locked in.
Takeaway.
So this is a takeaway. So Pantheon, where's it going?
Could go support, could go mid. They can still flex it here.
Could it be Frank?
Yeah.
I don't know. But now get in the chat. Let us know, where's this Pantheon going? As we're hovering in our B5 pick to round out the composition for Targon. They're trying to bring back their momentum as we have a Malzahar locked in to round it off. Malzahar does answer well into Xayah. It's not going to have an easy time against the Ruptures and the Cataclysms of Jarvan. There's no escape there for him. But now with Diana hover from Reds, this is one of his signature picks.
Absolutely, and there are Malzahar is very vulnerable in a handful of matchups.
He's got no mobility, and so at the end of the day, you get on top of him, you're on top unless he flashes away.
I think Diana will be able to get his passive off, that spell shield passive, and still be able to
it's a lot of damage.
Dash
you need to play
forward, Moon Rush.
This is a very patient matchup, and Minty is going to want to make sure to keep his distance away from Reds on the Diana. But here are our lineups for Game 3.
I like this red side lineup. Meanwhile, on the blue side, I do like the synergies for Sejuani. Pantheon Sejuani synergy is nice. And then Poppy there as well to help stack that passive. But a lot of single target. The Sejuani and the Malzahar, very single target focused. So the Keeper's Verdict is going to need to land onto either Diana or Jarvan. There's just too much mid-jungle synergy for Zaun here. I mean, it's really frightening, to be honest. So Poppy has a lot to do. I will say picking Diana into Poppy pretty gutsy.
Yeah.
So yeah, very interested to see how this game goes. Game number 3. Go ahead and let us know what you think. Let us know in the chat, either with your predictions, which you can go ahead and vote now, or with your comments. Let us know who you think is going to win. What do you think about this is a third pick for Frankward? What do you think about a third pick for TJ? TJ having the series of his life in this series.
And now he's on his most comfortable pick. It's Malphite and Cho'Gath, I would say, are fairly equally comfortable in my eyes for TJ. at least. And I'm very interested. I'm eyeballing right now that Poppy is going to Oregano in the bot side, and we have Frankward on the Pantheon takeaway. And so I'm excited to see Pantheon into Cho'Gath in this early matchup. Can Frankward take it to TJ, or is TJ going to continue his conservative play and able to get into the mid game safely?
I think once Cho'Gath... I mean, we just saw this matchup at mid lane, right?
Yeah, we just saw it. That's funny.
Yeah, so I mean, Pantheon, of course, the strongest level 2 in the game. So absolutely will have the ability to find that solo kill early. There go Bell. We'll throw it up for you.
Yeah, we get the draft back up. It's a 5 minutes, so you got time to evaluate.
Talk to us about mid lane, though. Diana, Malzahar.
Malzahar, Diana. Largely, this is going to be a question of Malzahar's got to manage his mana, and Diana's going to be looking for that crescent poke. So Diana has all of the ability in the world to push harder than Malzahar in the early game, but is vulnerable to poke during that time. I think Diana should be able to find free poke onto Malzahar. Malzahar's got the spell shield. It's really going to come down to how is Minty able to navigate his way to his first lost chapter, to when that mana starts to become less of an issue for him. And I'm looking to coordinate the Grand Starfall from Pantheon in the top lane to combine with ganks from Sejuani on penultimately to try to look for picks. Because I think combination with the Nether Grasp out of Malzahar, there's a lot of opportunities to pick up some things.
Yeah, it feels like the attention is going to be getting Pantheon out of the lane to gank Diana or Xayah. And I think that there's Diana and Jarvan are going to want to play forward, but the attention from Targon, from the blue side, should be to bring the pressure to the Diana, to the Xayah, to force their own plays. Both these teams want to go forward. Neither team really want to disengage aside from the Nami. That's really the only one.
Yeah.
And so, I think we're going to see some explosive team fights. And I've been... running out of breath, going 90 seconds on the cast. I think we might have a
rap god in here.
These casts might be a little bit shorter in this game. I think we're going to see some explosive action come out.
Yeah, it's been non-stop explosive action. As now we are getting into the loading screen. I'm excited for getting to Game 3, and we are guaranteed at least one more match after this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's 1-1, back and forth, just like we thought it might be. And we're kind of blessed to get to be here. So really nice to have some quarterfinals gameplay. The playoffs are delivering.
Always do.
Last year, both of our quarterfinals delivered us pentakills. So I don't want to ask for too much, but it would be fun. Especially
we wrapped up the regular season with pentas, and now we're here. We're gonna start it off with a best of 5 and a penta in Game 5.
Okay.
Frankfurt's gonna get it, and it's gonna be sick. But I am so excited. I'm so pleased that we've got everybody here with us tonight. We do have some player replacements, but they are permanent. They will carry through for the rest of the playoffs. It's unfortunate, as we must say goodbye to Dragon and Simon through the regular season. But I'm ecstatic to have the games that we've had so far tonight to start off the playoffs.
Yep, they have absolutely delivered. And we are headed here now onto the Rift for game number 3 of the series.
All right, and good luck to both of our teams out there.
Okay, so hover the AD items picked up here. These just had a recent change. They went from 6 attack damage to 8 attack damage. That was the change here on the Doran's bow. Okay. So buffs here, and it does allow them to double pot instead of single pot with the Doran's blade. So Doran's bow, that new itemization.
We're actually seeing a little bit of a standoff in the bot lane, but nothing really was going to come of it. So you can see it as like a tiny change. I think new players will recognize that an item getting 2 AD, that's tiny. But you have to think about it in terms of how many times do you auto attack during a game. And this is an item that you bought to start the game. You are getting 2 AD on every single auto through the game. And so if I attack 200 times, that's a lot of multiplication that you're having come through. So those tiny changes make more of a difference than you might think. A nice bounce onto Red's awesome. And I think we're going to have a relatively slow start to the game, with the exception of Frank, where topside has an opportunity to put the screws to TJ to open us up, and will do so as the wave slowly pushes towards TJ's side.
Yeah, it feels like both of these teams have been so evenly balanced, but a nice early invade here from Whittle will start off, and this is our biggest change going from game 1 and game 2 now here into game number 3. A very early invade, and Jarvan, one of the best level 2 gankers in the game. Brought pretty low, however.
Yep, should be fine. Completely safe to push to clear this out. And I mentioned earlier on in game 1 that Whittle Guy didn't have a lot of data to pull on for playing against Penultimately as he goes for an engage bot side.
Okay, here's the play. Level 3 now already. Nice damage here down onto Oregano. Flash out from Agateo, and they will find Whittle just barely escaping. It's a first blood as the gank from Whittle pays off. A beautiful invade, a beautiful gank, and a first blood for the Zaun Plague.
Yep, and we're going to be tracking Penultimately's decisions now. She has been invaded. She's lost her entire bot side. She knows that Whittle Guy is low and going to be clearing his bottom side of the jungle. How will she look to engage? And Crimson Yoni has been called over. Whittle Guy knows that it's dangerous, and he's called for assistance as he picks up his Grom.
Their Smite does get him a bit of health back.
Rotates over now from Red's. Going to be looking for Penultimately to try to punish this rotate over, but Whittle Guy anticipating the pressure from Sejuani and calls Yoni over. Nicely done from the side of Zaun Plague to mitigate the potential losses after that nice first blood pickup in the bot side.
So the MVP from season number 2 taking the game into his hands here and really making a decision for his team. An invade like this right at level 1, this is the type of decision that can completely lose you the game or completely win you the game, and already a big advantage early for the Zaun Plague based on this decision making. And ultimately nothing else to do. Will gank mid, and Red's flash blown here, so at least get something of value. And now he's going to head topside, and this will be the second scuttle. So we'll double scuttle, and is making the best of a bad situation here.
Sorry, Reganon, I didn't mean to giggle, but just like the Hex Blast on Vision to then hit the creep was very funny to me. But I understand, and I don't blame you for it. He just caught me off guard, that's all.
So a bit of patient scaling here will occur. A Cole picked up for the Xayah. And Penultimately now ganking top, gets a second flash, but Frankworth doesn't want to let him get away. Flashes after. Lots of damage coming through. A bit more damage will be there, and the spear shot does land. It's a kill topside as Reds doesn't commit to the fight. And Minty with a solo Bolo under tower. Both solo laners for Zaun will die.
I can't believe Whittle Guy's not looking for the finish in the mid lane. I think perhaps just eyes onto the bot side. But Minty is so low in the mid lane. Has flash available, so could look to react to it. There is another invade to collect the same creeps that he took the first time around again. Oregano gonna spot him out. Smite will secure these Krugs, and he will be able to just flag and drag through. I stand corrected as he's canceled by Oregano. He's dropped low, and Agateo is looking to rotate over. They're trying to punish this, as Whittle Guy just looking to deny the kill, and Agateo will pick it up.
What a
as
tumble.
A creep wave just body blocks him just enough, and they're looking for a repeat topside as TJ hesitates. They missed the knockup, but this should be a pickup.
Another find in this game could get out of hand quick, as all of a sudden it's 4 kills prior to 5 minutes and about an 800 gold lead over to Targon Titans early on in game number 3. Our biggest gold differential this early so far this series.
Yep. Shout out to Minty playing this lane, as I mentioned, conservatively letting the creeps come to him and making sure that Reds is not able to find some pickups. Oregano trying to get behind them, forces a flash out from Crimson Yoni, but there's so much damage over the top.
Root Caller,
Inferno answers immediately.
Yeah, nice Featherfall from Inferno to just punish right back. And Oregano, a little bit questionable decision there. I saw what he was going for, but he just wasn't. I mean, he clearly didn't have the health to do it. So, Inferno able to pick one back. But Penultimately now, level 4, still down in levels because of this early pathing from Whittle.
As flash available, Reds has ultimate, maybe forced to
Netherroot will come down and stun Reds out. However, the engage back in, and so the jungler is down. Maleficent Vision's down onto Reds. A flash forward, a bit more follow-up damage, and it will be a counter kill back. So 1 for 1 as both sides experience 1 kill each. And it is going to be the Targon Titans who win the positioning with the additional resources being spent. The additional time investment, and so they pick up their dragon.
Yep, nice aggression for them. Flashing forward from Minty, using that nether grass to try to buy time. Penultimately will fall on the extended play. But then the dragons picked up even without the jungler.
No, that really important scrapping back. As 2 kills go over to the Xayah, that means that they find some gold back. So a flash taken away now. As Inferno has to flash out. Nice find from Oreganon.
I think important because there was a potential play to stack the Condemn with it, and they would have been able to find at least 2 stacks of Silver Bolt, and I think that would have been a kill. Agateo is always looking for those aggressive plays on Vayne, prepared to follow up, but Oreganon just not able to find the connection. And this game is going back and forth just like these other ones have. Guy with a dominant position in the very early jungling to go for that steal. Finds the complete secondary re-invade for picking up 2 other camps, but then forced to die to the tower and give over a kill to Agateo on the extended play after Oreganon finds an excellent cancel onto his flag and drag over the wall.
Game number 3 here has a unique flavor to it, doesn't it? It's unlike the first 2 that came before it, and yet we are still close in gold, still close in kills. Targon with a distinct advantage here in the early phase so far, despite some superior jungling tactics from Whittle, but penultimately has been able to tread the water pretty nicely. Definitely put into a precarious position by Whittle, and has found a good way somewhat out of it. Still down in terms of farm and in terms of tempo, but has weathered the storm.
Yeah, absolutely has weathered the storm on even experience footing, which is really the name of the game in the jungle. You need to make sure that you're getting that level 6. You're not letting yourself get stalled out at level 5 before you're able to make an impact. Little guy knows that Oreganon's going forward. Flash forward Cataclysm.
Yeah, they commit everything. That is a really decisive moment there. Just to dunk onto the Poppy, and that's a second kill that they found. Now the Moonfall in from Reds, and the counter ultimate here from Minty, so they are going to trade damage pretty nicely. Agateo, nice tumble out, flag and drag, the flash away to get away Silver Bullets now, but it will not be the trade. He survives though, the 1v3 tower dive, they get the flash, but Agateo with a nice tumble, nice survival.
Yep, still has barrier available to him as well, so there's continued pressure on the bot side. Minty Bun, very low mid. There's a flash available for Reds. We may see a flash aggress onto him in the mid lane, but this whole time penultimately has been taking the Kevins, able to pick those up for herself off the back of Little Guy's aggression on the bot side. Oreganon loving to channel these Hex flashes and always looking for aggression so far this match, which is always exciting for us to see as the spectators. TJ finding stability now on the top side after a few items and resets. He's got Ninja Tabbies, so able
up about 10 farm.
Yep, he's up some farm. He's fallen twice to these nicely timed ganks from penultimately.
Yeah, and speaking of penultimately, look at this. A counter invade here is going to go and take Whittle's Raptors from him. So nice heads up play, and once you get invaded, there's nothing like going and taking theirs back.
Oh, that's right. And it's got to be an uncomfortable position to start out from, so very well done to recover and keep her head on this game.
Now the passive will begin to stack up. Flash forced out. The passive will come through. Glacial Prison down onto TJ, and they find the kill anyways. So a beautiful collapse there, and not only is she able to get his Raptors, but she gets his top laner as well. 3 deaths now onto the Cho'Gath top lane. It's a decisive play here from Frank and penultimately to team up in this lane phase and find TJ more in this game than they have earlier on in the series.
Yep. I was expecting to see pressure down onto the mid lane and the top lane, but it has been really well timed to pressure Cho'Gath down. Blowing Flash yet again could open him up for another gank, but I expect from now on we may see Frankward roaming down with the Grand Starfall, and we'll see some connections with the Nether Grasp on the next go round.
Yeah, already
as our dragon is 30 seconds away.
Already 2-0. Reset did not quite have the item in pocket, so I do kind of expect once that full completed item comes through, that's when we'll begin to see those roams. And just like we mentioned it last game, we want to see the outer turrets go down. That's what really unlocks Pantheon.
Yep, of course, these dragon fights will be an opportunity for the Grand Starfall to come through. Teleport is available for TJ, but Frankward will be required to walk 10-15 seconds before he can drop that Grand Starfall to the other side of the map.
Okay, dragon is up. Everybody's here. Both top laners. TJ's got teleport, and there's the ultimate in from Pantheon, but everybody else is here, and so the attention is clearly on this next dragon. We're pretty early on, 11.5 minutes. We could see an all-out 5v5 brawl here in game number 3. A little bit of ebb and flow from Yoni. The Arctic Assault in. There's the ultimate out. The wave forward, and it looks like Minty and Agateo can't find their way forward. A dash in from Reds. They will find the follow-up. There's the Keeper's Verdict. Will get both Whittle and... yeah, that was Whittle and Reds that were kicked out of the fight.
Yep,
but already their jungler dead. So Zaun's just straight in onto the dragon, and I think this is no longer contestable.
Yep, Frankward also forced away. Not going to be able to Grand Starfall down while TJ still has teleport available. And it's going to be a nice pickup for the second dragon. First of the game for Zaun play.
I think that whole play came down to Yoni's wave spacing out Agateo and Minty on the backside of that fight.
Do you want me to throw it to a replay?
I mean, sure. We can take a look.
Get a little replay action.
Watch the wave come through, and Agateo and Minty on the backside really have to back up. Oregano is there to try and buy some time and space. Nice flag and drag from
Whittle.
Whittle.
The angle to force Oregano away rather than trying to dive backwards into the tri-brush of Zaun. And then we're going to see a nice Keeper's Verdict on the 2, delays the play, but in the end of the day, they're just unable to contest the dragon at this point.
Yeah, and that Keeper's Verdict meant that Zaun couldn't walk forward anymore, so...
It needed to come out a little earlier if it was going to come out like that. But nice play, and at the end of the day, it's a 1-for-1 on dragons.
Alright, 6-5, 700 gold lead for Zaun, and yeah, a big momentum shift in terms of neutral objectives. Here's the ultimate used mid onto Reds. The Malefic Visions will deal quite a bit of damage. There's the Silence out, but the jungler is there. Cataclysm in from Whittle
to dodge.
Finds Minty.
Yeah, nice dodge using the Cataclysm to get away from the Glacial Prison. I imagine not really a reaction to the play, but nice to see nonetheless. And Reds dropped very low, but in the end, Minty will fall. And a big CS lead over to Minty, but we're going to pull it up here now. Only 500 gold between the two after the kill. And I really want to shout out Penultimately, because I think a very rough place to start this game out. But then Oregano and Agateo and the rest of the team working together to keep her relevant in this match, and then making sure to rotate over, stealing camps and finding ganks. And so slotting well into this team for the playoffs quarterfinals.
Yeah, absolutely. They're definitely in this game. Both teams looking to find ways forward. TJ having an amazing series.
Yep, 0-3 right now, but still sitting up in CS and able to provide pressure. There's very little tank stats coming up for him so far, going for a Rift Maker. Whittle Guy is up here on the top side to prevent Frankward from looking for an engage. They know they've been looking for... Every time TJ touches this tower, they come up here for a gank, so they're ready to answer it this time.
TJ's tanking tower right now.
No!
And this
TJ!
is going to be...
You're not on Nessus! Oh, a devastating blunder from TJ. So that's not going to look amazing, but he does still finish a plate. They... Regan forcing out a flash mid lane off of Reds, and I like that because the Nether Grass was available. Should they connect down onto Reds, it would have been a lot of damage, and I think TJ's just going to want that one back. I imagine it was just a little bit of Vorpal spikes connecting that caused the tanking, and he's just a lot of pressure. It's hard to see. Yeah, he engaged down bot side, teleport through from Minty.
Oh, beautiful timing from the ultimate will mean that he almost escapes, but Oregano finds him with a Keeper's Verdict knockup, and that is going to be Inferno going down. Reds trying to find some counter return damage, but it is not enough. At least Oregano goes down, but Reds will follow, and that is a 2-for-1. You'll take that any day of the week when you're support Poppy. Be able to get 2 kills for your team.
It may not be all, as Frankward using the Blast Plant to push forward. TJ is here. He's tanky, still full HP, but now they are trapped under their own outer tower. The entirety of the game is here bot side. They're looking to scrap. Smite going to secure this Gromp over Penultimately. And, ooh, I'm so excited for this series. It's been such a blast so far. Agateo picking up a plate for himself.
I can't believe how close it is, Jason.
Oh, it's been on a knife's edge.
Every single game is within a kill or two, within 1,000 gold, within 100 gold.
And it's going to keep having so much excitement. I'm going to scroll over here to Oregano. We've got Poppy building the Swifties as well as going into a Dead Man's Plate. So we're going to have such a speedy little Poppy to try to initiate these plays and look for the angles for those for the wall stuns, and then the Condemn follow-up. We've seen so much CC stacking and chaining.
Really quickly, I do want to shout out, the Cull has been cashed in, so Inferno is able to be on that second completed item. Meanwhile, Agateo only on an item and a half. That's one of the advantages of going an early cull. If you can
Flash
get
out
it to
from
cash
TJ
in.
to get
Cataclysm
away
in
from
onto Minty and a Reganin. Already Minty will go down. Bubble lands onto Penultimately on the backside. Beautiful pinch in from TJ as the Zaun Plague fight as a unit. It's a double kill here, a triple kill here for the Plague and for Inferno, and they turn their attention onto the Herald. What a team fight. What a pincer maneuver from the Plague.
I like the move from Targon to move upwards as a group. They're trying to focus down onto the singular member. But at the end, like, they unfortunately just don't have Agateo there to drop the damage for them. And the play goes the way of Zaun. I think they needed to pull back slightly and then try to re-engage a little bit later. Not having your AD carry there is tough.
6 kills now for the AD carry of the Zaun Plague. 6, 1, and 2 on the Xayah. And Xayah is a pick we mentioned early on in the season about how strong it was. And then we saw it, that it's
the guy going to be dropping Herald down really the mid lane. Engage, going to look for a Reganin, going to have his flag and drag
canceled. Arcus hold over the wall from Penultimately, and then we'll walk away.
Yeah, going to find all of his health back with a single little Sundered Sky. Inferno getting into the Herald, and I think going off in the wrong direction a little bit. We're going to watch this one happen.
Yep, so...
Okay, going to drop that off in the back. He said, yeah. Don't try to charge quite yet. He wants to delay it, make sure that it's standing for Dragon.
Well, so it will not get a charge off.
It will not get a charge off, but it will pressure as this Dragon is being started up by Targon. It's half HP, and we need to see Zaun play.
Yeah, they've got good positioning here.
Shogath is still 10 seconds away as the Dragon is smited, secured by Minty Bun.
Already down. Frankfurt on the other side of this. A flash in from Whittle trying to find the kill, but Zaun unable to connect on anything. And now with no charge, they're not even going to get mid-tier 1.
I think they are. They've just got the whole team.
Yeah, look at
the
this.
Entirety
the
of Zaun
recalls
play, are here in the mid lane, and Targon has decided to exit through bottom. Frankfurt nearly getting caught out. But I like the decisive move from Zaun Plague to rotate over, pick up this tower as a consolation prize. But they need to make sure not to have a signature LCC overstay as Reganin looks for the push forward. Starfall coming out. Glacial Prison connects. TJ is the target. They're going to get a condemn onto this wall. So much Chain CC coming out. There are no Merc Treads available for him.
Look at that.
Holy Feather Call down onto Agateo. A lot of damage from Inferno. But at the end of the day, that's a signature LCC overstay if I've ever seen one. Grand Starfall is a lot of pressure.
We need a sponsor for that. The LCC overstay brought to you by something.
Taco Bell.
Motel 8. All right.
Penultimately on the wrong side of this engage, but he could find himself a nice little pickup. Frankfurt is caught out.
But the rest of Targon are here. If Frankfurt can live just a bit longer, he won't, though. He goes down. A Reganin now on the run. Tucks tail. And Inferno so strong. Now 7-1, I believe, if he picked up that kill. I went over to somebody else. But so strong here on the Xayah. 9 KP in this game. Really having a great game. And
ramping up as we move through this series so far. Starting off in the Yunara,
yeah, we talked
having
about the Yunara a little bit, hit and miss, right?
Yep, Smolder scaling up safely, but now finding pressure for himself even before second and third items come through for the marksman.
All right, so it's now 10-11 in kills. A nice little 3K gold lead here, but 2 dragon advantage for Targon, and so we've got to see what the decision is in terms of how much they prio this next dragon. Not for 3 minutes, but neither of these teams really have the pick potential. We need to see the engage decision from either Pantheon or Malzahar. Like a flash ultimate could
I think happen, potential isn't the way to call it. I think it's just we have to look for it. But both teams have angles to look for these picks, and we've seen the decisiveness come out of both. Come out of these players. TJ and Whittle Guy have been going for these engages. Reganin and Penultimately have been looking for these picks. And I just want to see Frankfurt drop some Starfalls, and combine with them to look for to try to stall out this game a little bit longer. But I'm looking at the scoreboard. It's 10-11, but there is a 4,000 gold lead. So let's investigate down here. Where is the gold sitting? Whittle Guy with his early invade, even after being stalled out in the pickup from Agateo, has a larger lead for himself. And then there is a large lead in the bot lane for Inferno off the back of these kills, just being concentrated on the one player. And then I think he picked up some plates and shutdowns as well.
Yep, and this is actually one of the reasons why we see Xayah picked over Vayne so often in Pro is Xayah scales very well as well. Not as well as Vayne, but very well. And has a easier time laning. So.
And able to really provide a lot of pressure down onto Vayne, because while she has the tumble, you don't go very far, and the Feather Call, it makes it very difficult for you to be able to tumble out of it, and it can be easy to find that pull, especially even when Vayne is invisible off of the ultimate tumble.
All right, so committing is 5 topside as the this is what I talked about, the flash engage down onto Inferno. The ultimate out from Inferno will try and find some damage on the way back, but doesn't actually land the same. It's a shutdown that goes over to Frank, and it's 2 picked up. The forward charge from the Targon Titans. They find 3 as the Zaun Plague tumble down. It's a big team fight win for the Targon Titans. They give up mid tier 2 as a result, but pings onto Baron instantly.
Yep, and the setup for this play is largely off the back of, we can look at the minimap and see that there is no vision to detect.
Are they taking Baron?
They are taking Baron. There is no vision available to detect that Targon was rotating up to the top side, and then so it's a 3v5 after the flash no grasp, which I love. They see that Inferno has not yet paid the Malzahar tax. There is no QSS available, and then I appreciate that Widow Guy and Red's Awesome took the opportunity to take that mid tier 2, the best option they had available to them, but Baron will follow the target.
Yep, and we had just mentioned it. There were really 2 ways for them to find a pick. It was either going to be a flash ultimate from Minty or an ultimate in from Frankfurt. So they use their go button, and Minty makes a borderline play of the game to find the pick onto Inferno, secure the team fight win, and secure the Baron off of that play.
Yep. Playing patiently on this Malzahar, you look for those openings. That Nether Grasp is your most important ability. During a team fight, you're just trying to get as many rotations off as possible, but it is all about the target of your Nether Grasp. This bot tower and the mid tower outers are still available for Zap, which makes it easy for them to get in position.
TJ has teleport. Is teleporting in already. This is Dragon. It's not Soul. It's only 3rd. Meanwhile, Targon, they have Baron. So the more time they spend here, the more Baron they lose, okay? So Zaun wants to have this nice and drawn out, take a nice long time, use up as much Baron as they can. Meanwhile, Targon, this would be their 3rd. They want to continue stacking Dragon. They don't feel like they're in a commanding point, even though they have the Baron at this moment. Okay, positioning is here. We do see Rupture going down, lands on a penultimate lead, but they decide not to roll forward. Reds lands onto Frankfurt. Does he go forward? Penultimately will go down as the Feast comes in. So Feast is used, but Jungler is dead, and Zaun will turn their attention down onto the Dragon. The positioning, again, it looked like that wave just pushed off the rest of the team. They were able to find the Jungler. That's the 2nd time we've seen that this game.
Yep, Nami finding a lot of success in these games in combination with Agateo and now with Inferno and the rest of the Zaun Plague. That wave really pays dividends in these team fights when you're trying to open up space. And I think it looked like there was an angle to engage, but penultimately just caught out and chain CC'd down. And there's so much ability to finish. TJ picking up the kill with his Rupture for the first one of the match.
How many stacks do we have on Cho'Gath?
Cho'Gath, 8 stacks. Imagine 6 from the creeps, and then
he's having a rough game. He's been focused a lot of attention topside, but
focused on maintaining his CS and keeping his experience in line. He is absolutely still going to be an effective Cho'Gath, although the Riftmaker does make him squishier than he would be otherwise.
Yeah, I'm interested to see Riftmaker first time.
It's not. He's been doing that all season. And Riftmaker is a popular item for him. I don't love it, but it is a way so that you can have a little bit more damage instead of relying on just the percent health stats out of Vorpal Spikes. Dealing, of course, percent max HP damage, as Widow Guy going to be caught out by penultimately, but he's got this team behind him.
His team here, though, they will follow it up. Meanwhile, Minty and Agateo on the roam upward. Frankfurt is here, Cataclysm in, and they commit a lot of damage down. Frankfurt able to flash out, barely any HP, and here are the rest of the Titans. The wave will go to the side. Keeper's Verdict sends Nami away, and the ultimate is used in single target as Whittle will go down, and that's the Jarvan gone. Now, the Xayah. What can they find going forward? The HP bars are so low. Beautiful from! It's a double, it's a triple. Can they find a bit more? It's a quadra kill as Reds finds the
He wants the Penta. They want the Penta. The tower's almost down. He's so low. Frankfurt only has 400 HP. Reds as well. Yoni, tank that tower. Get him the Penta. I don't care about the rest of the game. I'm only a spectator. Give me the Penta. Oh my goodness, let's get a replay going. That was, what a tense team fight. I'm going to highlight that the vision is negligible for both teams. There are no wards placed. We're eventually going to get a red team ward. But this is a wild team fight as both teams are collapsing down as quickly as possible. You can look at the minimap and see that Reds is at the Raptors on his side of the map right now. And Whittle Guy has now been condemned and then chained with a Nether Grasp into a charge. Inferno is tanking Malefic Visions. So much damage coming over the wall from Agateo. There's a finish now, but they're so low, and the Moonfall obliterates them. It's a double kill, it's a triple kill, it's a flash, and he finds 4. Reds, he said, I liked the taste of victory. I'll have another, thank you very much. We're not going to dive for the Penta, deciding to play it safe. There are no creeps, and there's no need to chase for it. I just want it. Goodness, what a play out of Reds to even up that team fight. Running all the way out of base to the enemy side of the map, and then almost finding the Penta. He's got to be excited about that one. And Zaun Plague pull back a fight from the brink of disaster.
And that'll help him get back in the game, right? 4 kills. He only had 2 before that, so that definitely brings him online there.
Yep, he opened the game starting with Omnivamp Boots and a Storm Surge, which is such a bold opening. Oreganon is here immediately as TJ discovers Frankward in the bush. He's going to flash away, but he's going to be forced to walk away from the wall as Oreganon, no, not going to look for the stun. And it's a turn backward on a Frankward. There's no feast coming through. It eats the shield eats it. So TJ is unable to find the stack, but he will be chased down now as Agateo with the ultimate. He's got the ultimate, he's got the Hunter's Mark chasing down now. He's got 2.5 items. This Vayne is online.
Teleported from Minty as well. So Targon really afraid in that moment, committing everything. Meanwhile, Inferno and Yoni not showing up to this teamfight, pushing in. They might be able to get that mid tier 3 and actually crack the base open. This is all for outer bot tier 1 tower. So that's actually their first tower of the game that Targon is able to take down, and that's where a lot of this gold lead lies. It's a little bit under 3k gold lead, and they've got a 3 tower advantage. Now, Oreganon trying to find the play here. A flash ultimate from Inferno. I saw the pin angle, but the flash after the ultimate used.
Inferno is spooked. He's got 3.5 items for himself. I respect just making sure that he does not get picked out here, but I think, yeah, the flash is a little unnecessary. But, yep, just making sure that he respects Oreganon, and Frankward has been a terror for him. He's 4-1-8 in this Pantheon, and perhaps he could have picked him out, and I'm just underestimating him.
Well, we'll have to see. It's on cooldown for the next several minutes here, and Baron in 1 second coming up now. Dragon in 30 seconds.
Teams tied at 2 apiece. 4 towers, as you mentioned, over to Zaun Plague. Only 1 taken down so far by Targon, and they really need to take these towers to open up the map for themselves. But these fights have been on a knife's edge. We've been talking about it all night. Flash forward from Minty.
Does not actually find the commit, but there it is onto Inferno. And remember, there's nothing left for Inferno. No ultimate, nothing else, but they couldn't find the damage through, and Minty will go down on the backside of it. Reds, however, has gone golden, has broken the Seeker's arm guard, but still alive. Keeper's Verdict sends him out, and it actually kills him on the way out. The Flag and Drag Oreganon, beautiful wall, will stop him.
The tower! Agateo going to take up the tower and fall after the snare down from the Aqua Prism or the Rupture. I'm not sure which, but TJ is looking for the chase, penultimately dodging out of the vision very nicely. It's a tank and a support versus a tank and a support, and we're going to see a limp noodle fight for this dragon. Penultimately has the smite advantage,
yeah, all the
but TJ's got the feast, so it's just going to be a slap fight until one of them dies, or else this dragon's going to stand and we're going to get another fight after they refresh.
Yeah,
after they respawn.
Feels like the best use of their time is to just try and take this, but look at how slow they're going to take this. Penultimately does have smite, but will want to save it for the dragon, I'm assuming.
Yep.
Might find some courage
should have 2 smites of it, 2 stacks of it. So if I was her, I think I would smite away this very potent vision control device.
Is not going to contest though.
Played it safe.
So that was a bold decision there from Minty to go for the flash ultimate forward onto Whittle. Did not find it. Turned instantly onto Inferno, but the damage wasn't there to actually kill Inferno.
Walks up after the Nether Grasp and tries to provide pressure. But then you might not have noticed a Mikhail's coming out of Crimson Yoni rather than a QSS in order to cleanse Inferno out of that Nether Grasp.
Yeah, crucial itemization. Still on cooldown, but will come up in the next 15 or so seconds here. And now the dance for Dragon begins. 30 minutes into game number 3. Not much separates these teams. About 2.5k gold. Both of them on 2 dragons. Look at the positioning. Look at the dance.
Reganin looking for
5k gold.
Blast Plant finds it over to the back.
Keeper's Verdict across the team will get knocked up though. Reganin trying to find his way. It's a Cataclysm in, onto 3, the Moonfall down. But look at the damage coming out. It's a triple kill for Reds. Can he find it? It's going to be a 4th kill as a massive Diana ultimate sweeps through the team fight and the Zaun Plague decisively win.
Yeah, I think they may be looking for a push down. We're going to get a replay on this fight real quickly, and then we will just catch back up to live as they look for the push. But watch this Blast Plant over. Reganin immediately providing so much pressure. There's a wave, but all eyes are on Reganin, and then there's a re-engage from Little with the Cataclysm. Moonfall over the top, and the whole team disappears as it's just a simple chase down then onto Reganin, finishing this dragon, bring them to Soul Point, and then Whittle Guy leading the charge into the enemy base.
It looked like Agateo got stuck there in the Cataclysm. I'm not sure what happened, but he died with Flash, so I'm not sure if he got stunned.
It's just
at the
chain
same
CC,
time.
or perhaps even the scream over the top to silence him. But it's going to be a decisive
they're straight in
move to go for the end. And that will be the winning team fight from Zaun Play. So Reganin winning the game there with that flank off of that Blast Plant. Excellent move from him there. And I gotta say, also, we gotta remember, Reganin playing this at what time in the morning?
So Reganin lost that game.
Yeah, sorry.
But it is getting pretty late. The Blast... Yeah, he did Blast Cone in.
The Blast Cone in, it looked very good, but yeah, just not able to find it though.
I think Reds really turned that one around though. Had 2 kills and got back-to-back quadra kills basically. Went to 6 and then finished at 10 kills there. So
leave me alone, Bassoon. I'm at the end of a long work week after I was in Canada at the start of the week, and I am so excited for the weekend to start, and I am so excited for the playoffs to be here. That's game 3. Yes. We're going to take a short break, and then we'll bring you game 4.
I mean, the start of that one, I thought Targon was going to win it, and for Zaun to come back so decisively, honestly, every single game is just on a knife's edge. We do not know who's going to win. There's no way to predict it.
It's so good. I live for this.
So, yeah, we're going to take a quick break. It's 9:46. We'll be back and start our game by 9:53. So we'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. Game number 4 is just ahead of us.
All right. Catch you guys later.